How to be attractive. It is not an easy question to answer, but we do understand that there is more to making someone want you than having good looks and a thick wallet. Even if genetics play a major role in your attractiveness, and your bank balance plays a major role in how well you look, there are things that you can do. Things that almost 92% of men don't do to look attractive. And that's exactly what we're gonna tell you in today's video. So, make sure to watch this video till the end. Number 1. Be positive. If you are having any issues that are bothering you, it is very important that you talk about them and air your grievances in order to maintain your mental health. But if you surround yourself with too much negativity, it can be toxic, not only to your own well-being, but to the well-being of those around you. I personally think that looking at the positive side of things, as well as recognizing what's going wrong and thinking of ways you can change it, is far more appealing than wallowing in the negative. Nobody has ever felt the urge to undo their top buttons and take off their shoes just because a person said, "Poor me," and some felt compelled to do so. Basically, being positive for men is the same as jewelry being positive for women. Next up is number 2. Don't substitute a gym membership for a personality. So, let's face it, there's a lot of pressure these days to be buff, especially when it comes to your appearance. It's strange that the kind of bodies that were once the exclusive property of Hollywood stars are now strutting down every high street. There are a lot of men who use the gym as a way to boost their self-confidence, which is great, but there is no point in having a banging body if you spend too much time in the gym and don't spend enough time having fun with it. In other words, you don't need a banging body if you spend too much time in the gym and decide that's all you need and let your personality slip. As beautiful as your body may be, it's nothing more than a shop window. You may be able to get people to look, but if you're going to get them to buy what you're offering, you're going to need a pattern backing up what you're selling. Just take the example of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is far more jacked up than Brad Pitt, but everybody knows that Brad Pitt is way more attractive than Arnold. I know it's a harsh truth, but nobody's going to want you just because you're buff, so don't let your buffness fool you. There is more to it than that. Number 3. Be nice to and about your exes. As long as the relationship was not abusive, you should always try to remain nice to those you used to love after ending the relationship. It may be cathartic to hold on to bitterness for years to come and to constantly repeat back to future partners those feelings of bitterness, but it's also kind of hideous. In the future, your current squeeze may wonder, in what manner he will speak about me one day. It isn't necessary that you still have a relationship with them in particular. But if your old wounds and new jealousies are still open, then it might be worth giving it a shot. In fact, when you whine about your ex, it can appear as though you are immature and unseasoned. So, it is important to avoid resentment at all costs, because it ages you. Number 4. Learn that you're not the center of the universe. In spite of the fact that it may seem counterintuitive, research has shown that once you realize that you are not the center of everyone's attention, your self-esteem and confidence will soar. If you stand up and speak out in public, you will become a better speaker because you will have the courage to do so. As a matter of fact, in 2000, a group of scientists conducted a groundbreaking research study and dubbed their findings the spotlight effect. In other words, people tend to believe that the spotlight is shining more brightly on them than it actually is. So, once you begin to realize that you are the center of your universe, not another person's universe, you will have much more courage to face your fear, speak out, and assert yourself in the face of the world. Not only in public speaking, but also in general, you will not hesitate to speak to any woman you encounter, or to speak with any crowd where you want to set an impression. Number 5. Learn what suits you and what you can get away with, but be daring too. Well, as we learned that you are not the center of another person's universe thing, but that doesn't mean you should not care about what you wear and how your actual appearance be. A man who is confident in the way he dresses is much more attractive than someone who follows all the style rules and gets their look just right by strictly following them. Choosing what to wear should not only reflect your ability to keep up with trends and the fact that you have the money to splash, it should also reflect your style and personality. The reason why some men in their late 50s suddenly start dressing like they have covered themselves in superglue and rolled around in a charity shop is simply a simple act of rebellion on their part. For too long, many men failed to realize their true potential, have suppressed their personalities and worn what the rest of the world was wearing. Because they were always told what to wear, now that they are free, they start dressing like a one-man bring-and-buy shop. So, follow the fashion trends, but make sure you find your own style within them. It is a lot more attractive for a man to be a man who does things his own way. Number 6. Don't brag about money. The ugliness of the men who talk about their possessions, their incomes, or the amount of money they have in the bank may appear to be matinee idols on the surface, but in reality, their ugliness goes right to the bone. In reality, it comes across as a massive sense of insecurity rather than attractiveness. There may be some women out there who are going to give you a second chance and want to fix you up so you can smile again. Or there may be other women who are going to be all too willing to help you spend your $1 million on you. But they are doing it for the wrong reasons. In the end, it is a hollow victory. So, if you actually have tons of them, you should help the needy rather than flexing in the clubs and partying. Number 7. Tell others how attractive or interesting they are. Did you know that? The best way to make someone aware of your attractiveness is to make sure that they are aware of it in others. As a matter of fact, when you point out the good qualities in others, you are encouraging people to see you in a completely different light. Not only is this work in romance, but it is something that can be applied to people from all walks of life. For instance, tell the person at work you work with that he or she is doing such a great job, if it is the truth, and he or she will also start looking at you favorably and, most importantly, will tell others. And finally, number 8. Admit when you're wrong. Forget about the big brown eyes, firm pecs, or an almost unwavering commitment to tantric sex. When it comes to the ability to admit your mistakes, the ability to prove you're a good human being is by far the quickest passport to being attractive. Obviously, as a male ego, there are so many of you who do not want to do it. And all of this is because we spend a great deal of our time trying to look worldly, intelligent, and in control of our lives. We know everything, you can trust us, and we're your go-to guy. But isn't it exhausting? Admitting you were wrong, or that you didn't know about something, isn't weakness. Well, actually, it's courageous because you're showing people that you're willing to learn, that you're thirsty for more. Most people don't like those guys who live in a state of superiority, but they love those who are willing to correct their mistakes and learn from them. For most of you, I know how challenging it is to make this change, but I promise it is well worth it. The second you implement this quality in yourself, then boom, you start to look hotter and sexier. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. Hope you liked the video. Make sure to leave a like, and for more such videos, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to press that bell icon to never miss an update from us. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.